enemy. Well, pretty soon, Bruce was struggling with the editing equipment itself, and he says, Ron, always remember, the reporter's worst enemy is the equipment. So I'm like crossing out time and putting down equipment. I thought, okay. Well, we finally got into the car to go cover a story, and he pulls out behind this very slow-moving car. And Bruce says, Ron, always remember, the reporter's worst enemy is traffic. And for this to be a legend that I was with, it was the perfect first day. I learned so much, and really, that inspired me to keep on going with this. So I smile every time I think back to that day, and what a perfect beginning it was. Never did I imagine that I would get to work with so many great people and get to train meteorologists who would eventually get to work all across the nation in every size market possible. Never did I imagine I'd get to do the weather with TV personalities like Al Roker and Willard Scott. Never did I get to imagine that I'd be on stage singing with the Beach Boys. I got to shake hands with Ted Koppel and Tom Brokaw, Darryl Strawberry, Shirley Jones. That's the mom from the Partridge Family, by the way, and all these younger types have no idea who I'm talking about right now. Band Boston? Does everybody know Boston? I got to, interview them. I got to eat dinner with Rudy, the real Rudy from the movie Rudy Rudiger. And I was even taller than him, by the way, and that doesn't happen often for me. These were all unimaginable things for a kid from Storm Lake, Iowa, but they became reality because of this lovely career that I went into. And then there's the favorite part of my career, just telling people the weather. I take great pride in just trying to tell it like it is. And you hope that that is going to help save lives and keep people safe. That's what it's all about. Like an old promotion we did years ago said, no hype, no gimmicks, just results. And I sure hope that's what I'm able to give to my viewers. I sometimes think a career picks you instead of you picking a career. I remember starting to tell one of my kids, if I had to do it all over again, I would go into, and I stopped. I was thinking I was going to say, I would have gone into something that paid more. or, yeah, right? or a career that had better hours. But I thought back to my college days, and there was nothing that was going to stop me from trying the broadcast world. So I want to say thanks to KTIV for believing enough in a kid from Storm Lake, Iowa to give me that very first opportunity and all the opportunities that I got throughout the years. Thank you, Bridget. In a business that is not always time-friendly, they've always been very good about helping our crazy hours and helping me keep it as family-friendly as possible, and I really appreciate that. And the biggest thanks of all has to go to my family. We all know that in this business, we miss far too many kids' events. We've all been there, right? My family has the understanding like no other, and they've just been tremendous. In fact, this award has to go as much to my wife, Katie, as mine, because she has taken on the brunt of the work in the evenings to make this career work for us. So, Katie, thank you very, very, very much. And, yeah, I agree with that. And my daughters are here tonight as well. I have Ella, Abby, and Lizzie with me. My son, Patrick, he now works in California as a software engineer, so he could not be here tonight. And while I am so proud of getting this award, nothing compares to the pride that I have for my children. They are all going to soar to much greater heights than I could have ever dreamed of, and I hope you know how much I love you. So, yeah. Thank you for the applause, because every time I mention family, it starts to go on me. I start to tear up. So, to those at KTIV and the great people of the Upper Midwest Emmys who all helped make this possible, thank you so much for this tremendous honor. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Ron. Tonight's Circle inductees exemplify a remarkable dedication to serving our industry, our chapter, our communities, and those embarking on their journey in this profession.
Our next Silver Circle honoree has had not one, but two careers, being both a lawyer and a journalist.
Alicia Garcia was a lawyer in California when CBS gave her her big first TV break. But when it came to the raising of a family in the world of TV, she searched and found her home in the Black Hills of South Dakota.
Please welcome Silver Circle inductee Alicia Garcia.
Coda Territory News, your local news leader. Now, live from the heart of the Black Hills, Alicia Garcia.
You know when you've been on a newscast with Alicia Garcia because you've just been on one of the best newscasts of your life.
I brought my California cool sunglasses.
That's because you're a Valley girl.
You didn't have to air that.
I'm sorry.
I'm not one of those lucky people that was born and raised here. I had to decide to come here.
And Alicia came to my office and asked if she could do some part-time reporting. Well, you know, the news director said, well, you know, we hire people who've been to college for journalism and political science and so on. And that's when I found out that she had a law degree from Stanford. Well, okay, that's pretty good, so we let her report.
In an appeal before the state's highest court today, Rapid City Attorney Alicia Garcia represents Amanda's mother.
She showed me a journalist can do it all: anchor, produce, report, while also being a mother and a lawyer. Anyone who watches her on TV can see how intelligent and professional she is, and anyone who knows her personally can also see how much she genuinely cares about the well-being of others.
Your attention to detail and your calmness under pressure were something that we needed in front of the camera.
But for some, living on this Indian reservation hasn't changed much since Clinton's last visit 9 years ago.
Where is Alex Vasquez? Some believe he never left the 2 square miles of Kyle, South Dakota.
That part the movie got right. Glass was motivated by vengeance.
So this is the area where Hugh Glass was actually mauled by the grizzly bear. It happened here in what is now Shade Hill Reservoir. So the actual site is underwater.
There was some apprehension. The concern was that there would be some kind of a protest, maybe even violence from people who don't want this church built in this village.
My son, Jamie Zepp, passed away from a massive heart attack. She started an annual education scholarship in his name and promotes fundraising for that every year.
The fighter jet was personalized just for me, and after being strapped in, we were off. For Star Wars fans, if you ever want to know what light speed feels like, take a ride on an F-16.
She's been on these Elvis-themed cruises and proudly shows a picture of her mom in the audience at the 1968 Elvis Comeback TV special.
Joining me now here on Matters of the State, my fellow moderator for last Friday's South Dakota gubernatorial debate, Alicia Garcia from Coda Territory News here in Rapid City. Right out of the gate, you are probably one of the best debate researchers I've ever worked with.
Governor Noem, you have refused to participate in a debate with South Dakota Public Broadcasting because your campaign said it had an extreme leftward swing. Just yesterday, your campaign raised the same concerns for this debate. In 2018, you ran for governor promising transparency. Why are you hesitant about answering questions from those who may not agree with you about the public office you seek? So how is the government going to be able to offset the impact of spending that kind of money?
What do you tell the South Dakotans who believe that life begins before birth?
A Silver Circle Award, even I know that's a big deal. Alicia, congratulations. You've worked real hard for a long time to be a trusted voice in the Black Hills region, and obviously you've pulled it off.
Congratulations, Alicia, on being named a Silver Circle Award winner at the 2024 Midwest Emmys. Thank you for all you do to help keep South Dakotans informed across Coda Territory.
Morning.
Morning.
Mind if I join you?
Please.
Who are those people?
I don't know. They've been following me all day. I told them they can watch us every night at 5:30 and 10 on Coda Territory News. Maybe they're just lost.
Congratulations, Alicia, on being inducted into the Regional Emmys Silver Circle. Nobody tells you what you can't do.
As journalists, we all fight the same battles, trying to do more with less, protecting the public from misinformation, trying to access public information that is increasingly withheld from us, aka PIOs. But more than anything, our jobs allow for people to have a voice, to be heard for perhaps the only time in their lives. So if you'll indulge me this opportunity to thank the people in my life who have loved and supported me my entire career. Helen Garcia, Sally Jackals, Raul Garcia, Mark Cohen, Jack Cohen, Adam Cohen, Elena Cohen, Diana Cohen, Jennifer Blake, Ezra Garcia, my father, Raul Gervasio Garcia, who died 18 years ago, and my nephew, Ryan Garcia, who died 18 days ago and is now in the loving arms of my father, his grandfather. Thank you for this opportunity to honor them, and thank you for this recognition.
Tonight, we're not just here to cheer for those who've spent decades in the video industry.
We're also rolling out the red carpet for the fresh faces who are just stepping into the whirlwind of lights and cameras. This year, the Upper Midwest Emmy Foundation proudly awards its 100th scholarship. Go ahead, give a round of applause. 100. Marking 22 years of supporting talented students in our region.
But we're not stopping at scholarships. We're like the superheroes of the Emmy chapter, backing up educators with classroom funding and honoring young video tech geniuses with our AV All-Stars.
Your lively participation in the silent auction is like adding fuel to that rocket to our scholarship program. So let those bids soar high and often.
The silent auction is open until 9:30 p.m. And if you're feeling extra generous, you can donate directly. Just grab your phone and text Midwest Emmys to 56651. Then follow the prompts to make a real impact.
Or if you prefer scanning, aim your camera at the QR code on the screen or the card on your table. Your continued support of our foundation's mission truly makes a difference, and we appreciate every bit of it.
Our next Silver Circle inductee loved life as a news journalist, but loves the outdoors even more.
Bill Schreck spent more than a decade in local news and even managed a little freelance work with ABC. But that changed when he switched gears to Ron Scherer's production in 2003.
Bill is now a 26-time regional Emmy Award outdoor storyteller, and people know him as the man about the woods.
Let's see a video.
Hey everybody, Laura Milley and I welcome you to today's Minnesota Bound episode.
From News 11, this is Today in Northeast Wisconsin.
Good morning and happy Easter. Right now it's sunny and cool outside, 32 degrees in Green Bay.
Over 1,500 supporters have come out to hear Dan Quayle speak tonight. The tornado touched down just behind this building.
Bill Shirk joins us live with more details. Bill?
Denny, Ron Lewis canceled his deal with Minnesota Power. I'm going to come out here and stand where it's about 20 inches deep. Margaret Saccone, the new mayor of Superior, back to you. Says, take it easy, walk before you run. Drive a car, a truck with tinted windows, you're breaking the law.
We take a measurement the old-fashioned way.
The Wisconsin Central trains are rolling down the tracks again. Here we go. I'm coming after Sandy. I'm coming after Sandy. It really burns. The strong, poisonous cayenne pepper spray did its job. Bill Shirk, 27 First News. Guys, it is so hot out here. I'm Bill Shirk on the North Carolina coast. I'm sorry, Fred, I can't really hear you because of the weather up here.
Fox 8's Bill Shirk is at Long Beach.
Dennis is blowing away from us versus towards us. What's going through your head when you're doing stuff? Sirens. Seconds later, gunfire. Stop sign, serious. In Randolph County, in the heart of Rockingham County, live in High Point, out on Buck Mountain, near Climax, Bill Shirk, Fox 8 News. I want to show you, this is right on Main Street, even if the lights go out, because it's time for the park to cut its losses. We'll link you to tips, a bit of software advice. Okay, we've seen plenty of flooding outside of town. If you want to know just how loud it gets in here, everyone takes a pad. Nope. 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 Shed hunters aren't the only ones out in the woods. We're headed south of the border.
Here are your guides, Bill Shirk and Laura Sher.
Hey, welcome to the show. Just one 9-pound salmon. Never hugged somebody on skis before.
Hey, they're bootleather birds. Laura, Millie, and I welcome you to today's snowy episode.
Got 'em. I'll take a look at the weather right after this commercial. Truck not working for you?
Honey, we talked about this.
Please welcome to the stage Bill Shirk. That video might be called When Photojournalists Get Even. Time flies, right? We all look so young at one point. Before we start, can we give JJ and the crew here a round of applause for putting this together every year? Thank you, JJ. The team puts on a great show. That WLUK stuff, it was 1993. And I was a college soccer player in Green Bay. And the school counselor asked, what are you going to do with your life? And you got to give them an answer, right? Well, lucrative soccer careers weren't exactly a thing at that time, so I thought, I'll be a broadcaster. I went to work as an intern my senior year at WLUK TV. They wanted me to file press releases. They wanted me to vacuum and wash the news cars. And they wanted me to make the evening beat calls. Anyone remember beat calls, right? Calling every police department in the state. To all that, I politely said no. I wanted to learn to gather stories. So they stuck me with poor Wally Griffiths and Dan Mixer. They were a duo that taught me everything I needed to know about reporting. Where to find the best burger joints and Thai food spots in every small town in Wisconsin. They taught me how to get past all the traffic on the highways, and most importantly, they taught me how to talk to people, strangers, for good and bad stories. I learned this was a business about people. Steve Goodspeed, he gave me my first paid gig after college, and one of his earliest pieces of advice was this. He said, when you show up with a television camera, perceived or real, that day will be huge for the people you're documenting. Don't ever, ever take that moment for granted. I've followed that for more than 30 years. Thanks, Steve. And I didn't mean to leave so quick, Steve, but Madison called and they wanted to double my pay. I'm sorry. In Madison, I learned the power of storytelling in teams. One reporter, one photojournalist, one equal creative process. It's my favorite part of this dang business. Always has been. And I took a chance and moved to North Carolina. I went to a local Fox News O&O as a reporter and a network pup. I covered hurricanes, chased around NASCAR drivers, covered politics, and even this thing called tobacco. Eventually, I was able to come home to the Twin Cities, thanks to Scott Livin.
Scott allowed me to come home and report stories in the community where I grew up. It was great. But there's this thing about this industry we're in. If you tell enough stories, guess what? Eventually you're gonna get called into the boss's office. And that happened to me. I left Channel 5 rather abruptly and decided I was gonna be done with news. I actually was gonna take a marketing job with a national Italian food restaurant. Yikes. It was my dad who said, there's a show, it's called Minnesota Bound. That should be a show you're a part of. I wrote a letter, one thing led to another, and guess what? I skipped out on the food business. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Ron Schera and his production company allowed me to take everything I had learned in news, no more 90-second live packages, but instead 5-minute stories that were due about 2 months from now. It's a pretty good gig if you can get it. Scott Franzen, our current owner, he leads by example, and he taught us that in our business, sales matters. He's been a great leader for us. Aaron Ochtenberg, who's here tonight, he's our production manager. Our first story together was just a day or two in news after 9/11. How many years later, you and I are still working together. We've got the gray beards, but you have led by example. Thank you. And also a round of applause for the production team at Ron Schera Productions, because this is really not about me. This isn't really my thing. This is about the teamwork and the team. So thanks to each one of you. JJ's watching his watch. One more quick story. Most of you might not know this, but I met my wife on a story. I was assigned back in the news days to go cover a bunch of Viking tailgaters. And I thought, oh, here we go, Sunday morning, great. You'll never guess who was hanging out that day, having a little bit of fun. Katie Shirk, right down there. She's allowed this crazy schedule we keep in this industry, the travel. I appreciate you, but you've taught me that the most important story is our family. You and the boys. The boys are at home tonight. I hope they're not burning down our house. So thank you for this. To the young journalists out there, do me a favor. Just report facts. Have some fun doing it. Be creative. And remember, there is always another story. Thank you.
Thanks, Bill. As we gather tonight to celebrate excellence, it's also important to take a moment to honor those who have left an indelible mark on our industry, those who have shaped the path we now walk.
Now, some of those individuals have retired, leaving behind incredible legacies that continue to inspire us each day. Others, sadly, are no longer with us, but their contributions to television will live on in every story they told, every life they touched.
So let's take this time to honor their journeys and celebrate the lasting influence they've had on us all.
Now, tonight marks a major milestone in the history of the Upper Midwest Emmy Gold Circle Honors.
This landmark occasion is so big, it deserves an introduction of the highest degree from our National Emmy Office.
Please welcome the chairman of the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences and former Upper Midwest Emmy president and national trustee, Terry O'Reilly.
I guess I should have been watching the program. Good evening, everyone. Thanks very much. It's a great pleasure to be here tonight to introduce the next member of the Upper Midwest Chapter's Gold Circle and its first female member, Jody Ritaka Carlini. Now, Jody is an Emmy Award-winning journalist. She has served our industry and our local communities now for 5 decades. These Gold and Silver Circle Awards are among the most prestigious of awards that our Academy gives. They're presented every year to a select group of individuals whose body of work sets a standard against which all in the industry hold themselves. In much the same way that those Emmy statuettes shed a well-deserved spotlight on extraordinary productions, our Gold and Silver Circle medallions provide that same recognition for extraordinary individuals. These are our industry's best. So let's take a look at Jody's remarkable career.
We interrupt your regular programming to tell you of a plane crash in northeastern Minnesota.
An ABC News crew and KSTP News team, including medical producer Jody Ritaka, were in the KSTP newsroom, working behind the scenes on this breaking news story. Senator Paul Wellstone had died in a plane crash. Twin Cities award-winning journalist Jody Ritaka has been at the front lines reporting and producing on major news stories of the day for the past 45 years. Jody was inside the KSTP control room on August 24th, 1994, producing live coverage during a manhunt for a killer who shot and killed St. Paul police officers Ron Ryan and Tim Jones and his canine, Laser. At the University of Colorado in Boulder, she also wrote daily evening news copy, interning at KOA-TV, now KCNC, and KMGH-TV in Denver.
Governor Kay Orr is sounding like a candidate these days.
Just 5 months into Jody's first job as a reporter, anchor, and producer at KNOP-TV in North Platte, Nebraska, Jody was named acting news director, making her one of the first female TV news directors in the country. It was also at KNOP-TV that Jody met the love of her life, Greg Carlini, her husband now of 35 years. As president of Nebraska AP Broadcasters, Jody worked with Nebraska's chief justices to open the Nebraska state courts to audio and video coverage. And for her coverage of the courts, she received the prestigious Law Day Award. Jody has worked in the Twin Cities media for more than 26 years, including 10 years at KSTP-TV.
Joining me now is Leanne Brown.
In 2005, Jody produced health stories recorded at the St. Paul Farmers Market for Minnesota Ingredients, broadcasted on Sunday mornings on KARE 11. Jody also produced hundreds of health stories as senior public relations and media producer at Healthies for more than a decade.
Hello and welcome to Inside Healthcare.
And for the past 14 years, Jody has hosted and produced this award-winning Twin Cities cable TV show, Inside Healthcare, on SCC-TV.
Congratulations to all our recipients and our nominees tonight.
Jody has served on the Upper Midwest Emmy Chapter Board of Governors and Foundation since 2011, volunteered as an awards chair for 2 years, and now is board president and national trustee alternate. She has a passion for our next generation of broadcast professionals. I should know, she's not only my Aunt Jody, she inspired my career in TV news.
It's an epidemic that people don't want to address.
My Aunt Jody loves giving back to help make a difference and help save lives. She has helped raise more than $500,000 for local nonprofits by volunteering and producing pro bono fundraising videos for organizations like the St. Paul Fire Foundation.
Will you please join me in welcoming the first woman to be inducted into the Upper Midwest Emmy Circle Gold Circle, Jody Ritaka Carlini. Jody.
I am so grateful and thankful to NATAS and Terry and the others, and to the Upper Midwest Emmy chapter for receiving this gold circle. I'm incredibly honored and be the first woman to be inducted into the Upper Midwest Emmy Gold Circle in our chapter's 25-year history. Such an incredible milestone. And I am so proud that throughout my 50 years, it's hard to believe 50 years, as a respected broadcast journalist, to be an eyewitness to living history, committed to protecting our freedom of speech with every story that I've written, produced, and written. What an incredible journey it has been to be a woman breaking barriers in the male-dominant TV news business in local television and other media during the 1970s to the 2020s. I'm grateful to television managers and leaders from Idaho to Colorado, from Nebraska to Minnesota, and to the Emmy organization, including Mr. Stanley Hubbard and others who have been in my career, like Terry, whose leadership preceded me as president of the Upper Midwest Emmy chapter. I'm thankful to them all for opening doors to leadership and opportunities for me. And I would be nothing without my family, who are here with me tonight. My beautiful daughter, Christina, and son-in-law, Tyler, and our talented and amazing son, Joe Carlini, who flew in from Los Angeles, who's currently directing a series of his new powerful new documentary here in Minnesota and around the world about his friend and Minnesota Hmong comedian Tu Shang. Also here tonight from my family, my incredible nephew, Sean Lewis, who anchored his TV show at WGN TV in Chicago this morning, got on a plane to get here, and our family relative and Chicago icon, meteorologist Tom Skilling, who they both, they have saved lives with their live broadcasts throughout the years, and they flew here from Chicago to be here for their Aunt Jody. What an honor for them to be here tonight. And also special shout out to my amazing young grandchildren, Aiden, Amira, and Aviana, who are watching us live from their TV or maybe on their iPad, and whom I love watching them on their basketball court and performing live and on TV, on stage as well. So proud of you guys, if you're watching. And sending my love to my very large Italian family everywhere around the United States, including my sister Carol Rattaka and brother-in-law Mark Cavallari, and from around the world, our little brother, Joe Rattaka, who is a Navy veteran, who is watching us from his home in Australia, where it is now Sunday morning, and he said he would try to watch. He would get up for the watch. So love to all of them. Finally, I am so grateful that my sweet husband of now 41 years, Greg Carlini, who is with me always, who has survived cutting-edge cancer eye surgery radiation treatment this year, thanks to the doctors at the Mayo Clinic. This wonderful man directed more than 3,000 of my newscasts and special public affairs programs, and kept us on the air every night for more than a decade at KNOP TV, and including in the middle of Nebraska blizzards and deadly tornado warnings. Like one night in the 1990s, when a potentially deadly tornado was heading straight toward the TV station. Greg was directing in the control room, and myself with our amazing weatherman in the studio warning residents about this tornado that wiped out an entire subdivision less than a half mile from the TV station. Gratefully, no one was killed that night, and the residents credit us, including Greg Carlini and my news team, for keeping us on the air that night and keeping everyone safe. From the bottom of my heart, everyone, thank you for tonight's great honor. Such an honor, so thank you, everyone.
Thank you. All right, let's give a big round of can I get it right? Let's give a big round of applause for all our amazing Circle honorees tonight.
Now, while we catch our breaths, remember, the silent auction is still in full swing for another 75 minutes. And here's the fun part. Every bold bid you make directly powers the scholarships for the next generation of high school and college media stars right here in our region.
You can even make a difference while texting. Just fire off Midwest Emmys to 56651. Follow the easy steps and sprinkle a little donation magic. Or if you're feeling fancy, go ahead and scan the QR codes on your table's card. It's waiting for you.
And before we get too comfortable, let's keep the social media game strong. Tag Midwest Emmys in your post, and let's see if we can get this event trending. I think we can.
So take a breather, stretch those legs, hit up the auction, top off your drink, and be sure to meet us back here at 8 p.m. for a spectacular lineup of regional Emmy Awards.
Yes, and congratulations to all our Circle honorees and tonight's Upper Midwest Emmy nominees. We're proud of our Black Music America Cable Network industry trainees who were trained at our channel over the past 40 years and now hold a variety of career positions because we gave. And you can do the same tonight by helping the foundation by giving. And until next time, it's been an honor for Kim and I to be your host, and for the Silver Circle honorees tonight, congratulations. Enjoy the rest of the show.